بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Is God and are upright. The angels will descend upon them, saying, have neither fear nor sadness, but rather rejoice in this paradise that you have been promised. We are your allies in this lower life and the hereafter.
Merv Griffin Show. Merv Griffin asked Dr. King a relevant question. He said, Dr. King, what has been the greatest effect and impact that the civil rights struggle has had on the Negro? Dr. King paused and said, besides the dismantling of barriers that prohibited the Negro from free access, the greatest and most profound effect that the civil rights struggle had was that it infused in the Negro something that the Negro needed all along. And that was a sense of somebodiness. We knew he loved us. He loved us all. Whether you lived in the suburbs or whether you lived in the slums. Whether you lived on the avenue or whether you lived in an alley. Whether you came from the penthouse or whether you lived in the projects. Whether you came from Morehouse or whether you had no house. Whether you were high yellow or boot black. Muhammad Ali loved you. Our city is known for two things. It is known for Muhammad Ali. It is known for the Kentucky Derby. We hope you will come back and visit our city the first Saturday in May.
As we gather today in prayer, we do so with an abiding sense of gratitude. Our gratitude knows no bounds as we thank you for the gift of this good and gentle man. Muhammad Ali opened our eyes to the evil of racism, to the absurdity of war. He showed us with
The young people of Louisville have a special relationship to Muhammad Ali, and I had a personal relationship in the 60s when both of us were indicted by the federal government and for our various stands against the war in Vietnam. I want to say that although he was cheered on as the heavyweight champion of the world, you know, the truth is that it's all the honor to him. But heavyweight champions of the world follow the path of conformity to the rules of the game in life. We must refuse to follow the path of conformity. Tell the 1% who own 80% of the wealth of this country that it's time to share that wealth. Tell the politicians who use violence worldwide and then preach into nonviolence to the oppressed that it's time for them to end their drone warfare and every other form of warfare, to close our gun bases around the world, to bring the troops home. Tell those who created mass incarceration that it's time to create a guaranteed income for everyone in our society. Tell judges to let out of prison the many African Americans swept up by racist police and imprisoned by racist judges. That she should seek a constitutional amendment to make all national and state elections funded by Congress and the state legislatures and all other sources of money be banned, including money from corporations, from individuals, all other money, make it all public funding.
Ali slips the money under a napkin on the kitchen table. They're about to leave. And Hannah gives the man her phone number and tells him to call her if he ever needs a ride home from church again. Sitting in the car, Ali turns to his daughter and asks, "Would you really go out of your way to pick him up and drive him all the way home?" And she says yes. And with tears in his eyes, he says, "That's me in you."
Share a prayer today. And this is a prayer adapted from a traditional prayer of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. May God's peace and blessings be upon him. And the light in those whom he lifted up. A light in his words which echo in our hearts.
Never have known when he composed these words that he was writing a eulogy for Muhammad Ali. Birth is a beginning, and death a destination. And
Layla and Assad, as well as their mothers, and the third generation of Ali grandchildren who accompany them. To his only brother, Muhammad, to his extraordinary
The smart money was on the new champ, Larry Holmes. And in the end, the odds makers were right. A few hours later, at 4 a.m., after the loss, after the fans had gone home and the sports writers were writing their final take, a sports writer asked a restroom attendant if he'd bet on the fight. The man, black and getting on in years, said he'd put his money on Ali. The writer asked why.
He took his world championship fights to the ends of the earth, from the South Pacific to Europe to the Belgian Congo. And of course, with Muhammad, he believed it was his duty to let everyone see him in person because, after all, he was the greatest of all time. The boy from Grand Avenue in Louisville, Kentucky, grew in wisdom in his days. He discovered something new, that the world really wasn't black and white at all. It was filled with many shades of rich colors, languages, and religions. And as he moved with ease around the world, the rich and powerful were drawn to him, but he was drawn to the poor and the forgotten.
When Muhammad was asked how he would like to be remembered, he said, I'd like for them to say, he took a few cups of love,
and I am truly humbled and honored to be here. And I would like to thank the Muhammad Ali Center and the Ali family for giving me the opportunity to speak and to echo the voice Muhammad has given me.
It was a 3-minute conversation between Howard Cosell and Muhammad Ali, where I would imitate both of them. Ali had just defeated George Foreman and regained the heavyweight title. Sport magazine made him the Man of the Year. And Dick Schaap, a wonderful writer and a great man, was the editor for Sport. And he was going to host this
that afforded Ali unusual opportunities to symbolize our struggles. But Harry Truman had it right.
To be sure. Closed casket was on the stage. Muhammad and I was sitting somewhere over there next to each other. And he quietly whispered to me, "Little brother, do you think he's wearing his handpiece?" So I said, I don't think so. Well, then how will God recognize him? So I said, champ.
Well, I thought
you lasted a long, 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 long line, I guarantee you a standing ovation. I'm trying to think of what has been left unsaid. First, Lonnie, I thank you and the members of the family for telling me he actually, as Brian said, picked his own speak and given me a chance to come here. Here's what I'd like to say. I spend a lot of time now, as I get older and older and older, trying to figure out what makes people tick. How do they turn out the way they are? How do some people refuse to become victims and rise from every defeat? We've all seen the beautiful pictures of the home Muhammad Ali was a boy in, and people visiting and driving by. I think he decided something I hope every young person here will decide.